Hey everyone. This week we are going to do soilless gardening. So, if you ever wanted to grow plants without any dirt, that's a great time to start. So, what we're going to do is I want you guys to figure out a way to grow something without dirt. Pretty easy. You could grab a container. This one wouldn't be great because it has holes in the bottom of it. But you could use some takeout container, maybe. This one's actually nice. It's got like a lid. I could probably put it outside. And one thing I like about this is if you can find something like some styrofoam, you can basically just balance it and float it when you add water into it. You can just float it on top of here, and it's called the raft method. So one quick method that you could do, I'll put some resources in there. Anything that you could put like a sponge, cut a little corner off, stick some sponge in there. You could plant your seeds in this and then stick it inside of here, right? So I could cut it down and I could stick my sponge inside of here, a couple different pieces, float it on top of there, and now I have a raft method. Works great for lettuce, basil, low growing things. So that's one option. Here's one thing that I've got going here. This one's called an aeroponic system. You're probably not gonna be able to do this type of system. Here's my little grow light. I'll take that out of the way. And as you can see here, there's different little holes that I cut out of an old Tupperware, and I put some baskets in them, but you can also use these little gasket things, but you could just make this out of styrofoam. But underneath this, you'll see this is just roots down here, and you can kind of see down there, there's a sprayer system just in a PVC pipe with a pump. So what I'm doing is I'm just spraying nutrient solution all down in there. That one is called an aeroponic unit. Now, another way that you could do it, and I put this back here, if you really wanted to get fancy, if you did want to go out to the hardware store and get something, this is just PVC, polyvinyl chloride. And you can see what I did here is, and let me put this back down here, is I set this up with, it basically sits on top of a 5-gallon bucket, and the water comes up into this hole. Okay, I put just a place where I could put a pump on it. You put one of these little types of things here if you wanted to. I just gasketed it on with some stuff, and that allows the water to come in, and then it fills up this whole tubing. But since put elbows on it here, you could actually put your tubing all there, and then this top one here is your overflow valve. Now, you might be asking, what are these little things? These are actually 2-liter pop bottle lids that I put some holes in. So I don't have a 2-liter pop bottle, but imagine that this was it. I turn it upside down, I take the lid off of this 2-liter pop bottle, and then I cut the top of it off, or the bottom in this case, and then I could just screw it down into this, right? Any bottle with a lid that you could cut in half. Now the water only comes up to this height, and then it starts cascading down there. So my water level always hits right about here. Now you can fill these types of things. Pretend that this is my 2-liter pop bottle, right? Upside down basket kind of in here. I don't drink pop, sorry. But I could put in lots of different things. I could put that little piece of foam in. I could put some rocks in. I could fill it with, this is actually old insulation. It's called rock wool. It's got great air and water capabilities in it. So I could add this in there, and then I would have my little plant. Let me grab a little plant. Then I got my little plant down in here. No dirt, it would just have all these pieces of rocks and stuff around it, and it'd be all growing all nice. So, you don't actually have to grow your own plants today. Oh, these little spongy things, these are fun. But what I want you guys to think about is what could be your inert growing medium, the thing that holds the roots and holds the water surface tension, holds some air because roots need a little bit of air too, but some way that you could control the environment, every part that you could, to be able to make your plants grow better. Now, nutrient solution, you can just grow any type of fertilizer. This is like a 20-20-20. The first number usually does your roots, the second number does your shoots, and the third number does your blooms. So you can kind of think of it that way. It's nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, or phosphate. And each one of these has a different way of growing different things. So I've got some links in there, some articles. What I want you guys to do is read, but the goal really is to be able to brainstorm some idea, draw it up, mock it up with cardboard and tape if you want to. If you want to make your own, because you want to, that's great too. If you don't have a pump, another thing you can do is you can put a tube between one reservoir and another one, and then when you lift this one up, the water runs into that one, and then when you put it back down there, it drains back down. So it can kind of lift up, it waters it, put it back down. So you could put this one up on a table, has your plants growing in it, and then you could lift the bucket of water above and it would water it, and then you could set it back down and it would drain back down through the same hose. So this week, let's talk biotechnology really. How do you make a better environment for plants to grow? That is your challenge. Here's a little tour of the hydroponic system that I've got going. Enjoy.